Hello friends, welcome to Mu Lessons. Today we are having with a new topic, that is an interesting topic about mathematics, that is vector calculus. This topic is not only for mathematics, it has many uses in higher engineering mathematics, physics, chemistry and all. Now we'll start. In this video we will go with the basics of the vector calculus, an overview, you can say, an introduction to what is vector calculus, and then we will come up with some more videos according to the level 1, 2 and 3 for some more examples and all for this chapter. So first we'll start with this vector product. What does it mean? It's just the multiplication of the vectors. Now A and B are the vectors. So let me tell you what is vector. You have already studied in physics and maths in higher secondary classes. That means they have the magnitude and they have the direction. So that is what we call vector. If they will have only magnitude, then they will be called a scalar. So as they are having both magnitude and directions, so they are known as vector. Now we need to multiply two vectors and we need to get the result. So suppose we get it in this manner, A cross B. There are two products, scalar product and one cross product. Scalar product is otherwise known as the dot product also. So first of all we will start with the cross product. This is A cross B, which is known as the cross product. Now how can you find the A cross B? Now these two vectors are lying on this 2D plane, vector A and vector B, separated by some angle, that is theta. Now for that part they will make a parallelogram. You can see from this picture. Now the magnitude is the area of this parallelogram generated by the vector A and vector B. This is the concept of what is actually the vector product. It is nothing, it is not only just the multiplication. The magnitude is obtained from the area of the parallelogram which is generated by both of these vectors, and these vectors are particularly separated by some angle theta. Now if I draw a perpendicular from A, then name it as H, so that will be B sin theta. Simply from this triangle you can know it will be B sin theta. Then the magnitude of this whole parallelogram will be given as A into B sin theta. Fine. Now suppose and the direction of it is perpendicular to the both of the vectors, that is vector A and vector B. That means the resultant will be having a direction perpendicular to both the vector A and B. So this is what the resultant which I have got, that is A cross B, and this A cross B is perpendicular to both these vectors A and B. So I think these are very much easy to understand from these simple graphics. Now suppose if I extend it, then a rule is required how to get this direction. Means what will the direction of multiplication of two vectors? Whenever you consider a cross product, then what will be the direction? Either this side or this side. That means the two sides, that is on the solid line and one in the dotted line. So anyone can be the resultant. So there a rule is required, and that is known as the right hand thumb rule. Now curl your fingers in such a order that the angle is made between the two vectors. Suppose we are having a vector A and vector B, and the angle goes from A to B. So we curl in this manner. All of our four fingers will curl from vector A towards vector B. Okay, and the thumb, in that case the thumb will give the resultant of A cross B. Again I repeat, very simple to understand. We are given with two vectors, vector A and vector B. Now there is some angle between vector A and B, I have already told you. So the direction in which this angle increases, either you can take it clockwise or anti-clockwise according to the requirement. The angle between A and B, so we will curl our fingers, these four fingers, in such a direction from A to B, and then the thumb will give the direction of the resultant, that is the A cross B. And this is what we call the right hand thumb rule. Remember, this is by the right hand, not the left hand, right hand thumb rule. Now suppose, just you can go with this, suppose the angle goes from B to A, then just do it. You will find the direction will be in the downward direction, and that is what you call B cross A. Now A cross B and B cross A have the same magnitude, but the directions are different. Now the order of this vector multiplication is very important in case of cross product. So what is the geometrical interpretation of these two vectors and product? So the area given by these two vectors gives the magnitude, and this is the theta, you can see. Now if you draw the perpendicular, already we have seen these things, it will be AB sin theta. Now A cross B is given as the area of the parallelogram, that is AB sin theta. Now there are some properties regarding cross product. Dot product is quite simpler, that is AB cos theta, and it doesn't have any such direction because it is known as scalar product. The most important thing is about the cross product. Now A cross B is not equals to B cross A. In case of dot product, you might have learned that A dot B is equals to B dot A because there is no need of direction, only magnitude. In this case also magnitude is same, but the one thing which makes them different is the direction, and that direction is given by the right hand thumb rule. So we can give a remark that vector multiplication is not commutative. Vector multiplication is rather distributive, and that distributive form you can write in this one, that is A cross B plus C will be A cross B plus A cross C. Now if you want to multiply this A cross B with some scalar, then you can simply multiply it. Let in this case a scalar is taken, that is M, then it will be M into A cross B, which is equals to A into M cross B, or you can directly write it as A cross B into M. So we come up with some more properties. If A cross B is 0, just recall what I have told. A cross B is equals to AB sin theta, means AB sin theta has to be 0. And when AB cannot be 0 because these are having vectors, these are having some magnitudes. So whenever sin theta, this theta becomes 0, this whole cross product becomes 0. That means whenever A and B lie on the same line, that is the angle between them is 0 degree, then the cross product will be 0. Now A and B are, if A and B are not null vectors, then A is parallel to B. So we can say that if A is parallel to B, then also they are having the cross product as 0 because the angle between them is 0 degree. Now in case of 3D notations, we have 3 dimensions I, J and K. Similarly, this is one more important property. I cross I equals to J cross J equals to K cross K will be 0, obviously, because in case of I cross I, the angle between I and I is 0 degree, sin theta 0, so 0. Now I cross J will be K cap. Obviously we have seen A cross B is AB sin theta, which is perpendicular to both I and J, A and B, sorry. So in this case, whenever you have a cross product of I and J, then we will get a vector which is perpendicular to both I and J, and that is K, and that will rotate in such a manner J dot K will be I cap and K dot I will be J cap. It will form a circular motion. If you take these values in a circular way, you will get these results. So in this case, the angle between them is 90 degree. Now suppose if you want to reverse the form, then you can guess easily what will happen. Suppose if I say J cross I, then the magnitude will be K, but the direction will be in the other direction as compared to this K. So we can write it as minus K cap. Similarly, K cap into J cap will give minus I cap, and I cap into K cap will give minus J cap. So direction is very important in this case. Now we'll talk about some components regarding this vector product. Now we are having two vectors A and B. That vectors can be written as a1 I cap plus a2 j cap and a3 k cap. B can be written as b1 I cap, b2 j cap and b3 k cap. So if you form the cross product, that will be in a matrix form. So this is the form you can see. Now by just simplifying them, you can see from these parts I cross I is 0, j cross j 0, k cross k 0, all these terms become 0. Now k dot I, you can follow the previous slides to find out these values. All these values when found out, we got a cross b is equals to a2b3 minus a3b2 into I cap, a3b1 minus a1b3 into j cap, and a1b2 minus a2b1 into k cap. So that is nothing but the matrix 3 cross 3 matrix. You can get the results of A cross B by this 3 cross 3 matrix. The upper row belongs to the directions I cap, j cap and k cap, and these are the three components, or you can say the magnitudes. So it will be a1 b2 minus b2 b1 a2 into I cap, and so on. You can follow. It will be a2 b3 into a3 b2 into I cap, then again there will be multiplication. So I think you all know all this determinant form. You can find out the value, and that will be the same value as we have got previously. Now some practical application I have already told. This vector calculus is very important in case of physics. Now, suppose this xy plane lies, there is a point at a distance of r, and some amount of force is applied at that point, and the direction of the force is given in this manner, perpendicular to the plane. So whenever the force is given at some distance, let us example, you are opening a door, you are opening or you are applying the force at wherever there is the lock, so that gives the torque, and this torque, the torque is produced by the force, and that torque is given as R cross F. So this is basically a cross product, R cross F, and the direction of R cross F is the resultant, that is torque, that is perpendicular in the z direction, you can see from the red line. So this is one of the best example in physics where you have came across this cross product. Some more examples like the angular momentum of a particle, that is also having the cross product L equals to R cross P. The direction is still perpendicular to both the vectors R and P. Suppose we are having BV vector, one is the magnetic field and V is the velocity. So if the force acting on a charged particle moving in a magnetic field is given by this formula, F equals to BQV or Q into B cross V. So these are some of the examples, best examples in physics for the application of vector calculus, or you can say the cross product. Now we will calculate a simple cross product. These are the two vectors A and B. Just consider we have to calculate the cross product. So I suggest you to get a copy or get a piece of paper and pen and just go with this. If you find the answers similar, then you are correct. You can proceed. So let us start. Now we need to calculate the cross product. Very simple. Just for the first row, give the directions I, j, k cap. In the second row, the magnitudes of the first vector. Third row, the magnitude of the second vector. Now find the determinant. Now taking I cap, minus 1 into minus 1, minus 3 into 2. Taking j cap, 2 into 2 minus 5 into minus 1. Taking k cap, 5 into 3 minus 2 into minus 1. So you can see the values. We have got the value. as minus 5i plus 9j plus 17k cap. That is the cross product result of the given two vectors, and this is obviously perpendicular to both of them. So I think these examples, I am basically fond of examples. A tutorial having many examples is very much conceptually clear than theoretical. So as this chapter is based on numerical, so I am trying to giving more examples on it. Now in this case, A cross B is perpendicular to both the vectors, and you can check it. How can you check that these are, both of them are perpendicular? Now the dot product will be 0 because A dot B is AB cos theta and cos 90 is 0. So if you find the dot product of both of these vectors, means the resultant with the first or the resultant with the second, then you will find it to be 0. And this is how you can find the perpendicularity. You can find the perpendicularity by the dot product because A dot B is AB cos theta and cos 90 is 0. You can find the parallel lines or the parallel vectors by cross product, that is A cross B equals to AB sin theta, and whenever sin 0 is 0, then the whole resultant value will be 0. Now you can find some applications like finding a unit vector perpendicular to the plane. Now suppose given as find a unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing two vectors A and B. So what will be that unit vector? That unit vector will be given as A cross B by the magnitude of A cross B. And this is the corresponding unit vector which is perpendicular to them, or perpendicular to the plane lying where the two vectors are lying. Now we'll come up with some more examples. Now to determine a unit vector which is perpendicular to the plane, A is equals to 5i minus j plus 2k, B is equals to 2i plus 3j minus k. Just find the cross product and find the magnitude, find the and just divide them. So this is the unit vector, and this is perpendicular to the plane of A and B. So what is the summary of this video? That magnitude and direction of a vector remain invariant under the transformation of coordinates, and the product of a vector with a scalar is a vector product or a vector quantity. The scalar product is given as A dot B or AX into BX plus AY into BY plus AZ into BZ. And the vector product is also called the directional property, and it denotes an area. So in our next video we will see some more basic things about vector calculus, considering the triple product, the curl, divergence part. But I would suggest you to practice a lot before going into those basic parts. Then we will move on to some videos having more number of numericals, complex numericals, and I have decided to level them as level 1, 2 and 3, as I have said already before. So all the best, and you need to work out. Thank you.